right, so today I'm speaking with Mr. Tom Flewellyn. He is the chairman of the upcoming golfers, the upcoming golf fundraiser. That is the Dr. James W. Bridges annual golf fundraiser. He is a CPA by profession, and that is in Cleveland, Ohio, correct?
Yes, I'm originally from Cleveland, but we're in Orlando, Florida, where we're holding the event.
Okay, all right, wonderful. He is also the past director of the MBE department at Disney World, and subsequent to his years at Disney, he became the managing partner for a healthcare management company. And now he currently assists a photography and videography company called I Seen Images, which his daughter owns and operates.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to speaking with me today, Mr. Flewellyn. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. So I just have a couple of questions for you today. I noticed that the fundraiser is geared toward students from the Florida high school who are attending the CSU. Are you an alumni of the CSU?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful.
I graduated in this is too long for you, but in 1973 from that great university of Central State University.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And I see that you're giving back, which is always a good thing.
Yes, it is.
All right, wonderful.
Yes, it is.
My second question to you is, how many years has this fundraiser been around?
It actually started in the year 2000, and it was started by a person named Charles Delaney, who is a 1960 graduate of Central State University. And he had moved down in towards the Miami. This really started in the Miami area with Charles Delaney, who was a graduate, and Dr. Yvette Corsi. They were starting the Central Florida Alumni chapter, and as part of that start, they were thinking, what kind of events could they do? And up came this topic of tropical elegance. Is something that they had started back in the year 2000.
Okay. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Why are you involved with this tournament?
Well, me on a personal level, I'm involved for many, many reasons. One, I believe in education, and I believe that Central State University is a great institution to receive an education. That's one. Two, I'm, as I said, I graduated from Central State University, and I'm involved because it's a way in which I can pay it forward or give back a small piece of what was given to me. I mean very small, because Central State really meant a lot to me, gave me a lot. I am in many ways who I am today because of them.
Okay, wonderful. What are you hoping to achieve, or what are you hoping to do as a part of being involved in this tournament?
Well, one of the things that I like to do is make sure I continue the legacy that was started by those who I mentioned, Charles Delaney and Dr. Yvette Corsi, who started the chapter, the alumni chapter for Central State. I want to continue the legacy, which when they started, their goal was to provide scholarship opportunities for students here in Florida who may want to matriculate outside of Florida, like CSU. Or it could be people who graduated from CSU and wanted to do more for education, so to affect them as well. But the key was to take students in Florida, provided them the opportunity to go to CSU even though here in Florida, they think of two universities only, Bethune-Cookman and FAMU. We are proud to educate all the people in Florida that there are more HBCUs throughout the country that have done an awful lot for us as Black people, whether it's Howard, whether it's Meharry, whether it's Central State University. In this case, Central State University. So they started this fundraiser. They started this fundraiser as something called a weekend of tropical elegance. And the tropical elegance was they wanted to locate the event in Central Florida and perhaps attract people from all over the country who may be cold and want to come to a very warm climate, and at the same time, do something in terms of education. So there were many events that were scheduled, not just a golf tournament, but interviews with students here who might be interested in Central State, bringing the alumni together. We would bring every year the president of Central State University to come down and deliver sort of a State of the Union address for us. So it was meant to do a lot in terms of educating the people here in Florida about Central State University.
Okay. Oh, that sounds really good, because I mean the publicity would have young people wanting and be enticed to come to not only to the more popular university, but to Central State. I like it.
Yes.
Okay. What is your biggest desire for this fundraiser tournament?
My biggest desire is for it to grow, and not just the fundraising element. I like the educational element. I like supporting HBCUs. So what I'd like it to become is an event that many people, whether they're here in Florida or elsewhere, start to become educated on HBCUs and their significance and the roles that they play in America's lives, not just African Americans, but the role that they play. They have produced great students, people who have gone on to do great things. And so I think that the world needs to be educated about how important HBCUs are to our society. So my goal is to see this become a larger event that reaches beyond golfing, but certainly include golfing, but reaches to where we recruit, we educate people on the significance of HBCUs.
Okay. All right. Awesome. The proceeds from the fundraising are to assist the Florida high school students attending a CSU. Is there a reason this particular school was selected to benefit?
Yes. Now, one thing I want to say is that the proceeds not only go to people who are students who are currently matriculating at CSU, but we target high school students here in Florida, throughout the entire state of Florida.
Oh.
And it's our desire to interest them in matriculating at CSU, Central State University.
Okay.
Why Central State University was chosen? Because we are a Central State alumni organization, and to some degree, we have a bias towards Central State University.
I would too.
So you asked why was Central State chosen? I think it's because it was started by the Central State, Florida Central State Alumni Association, but it was not for Florida high school students only. It's for any student in the state of Florida who's interested in attending Central State University.
I'm looking at the poster, and it says in memory of Lonnie Bell.
Well, the namesake is of the tournament is Dr. James W. Bridges, who was a medical doctor, and he graduated from Central in the year 1956. Okay. And he moved after going to Meharry Medical College. He moved to the Miami area, and he had done so much for Central State University. I mean, a lot for Central State University. And in fact, it goes on to show that he was one of the first doctors to take up residency at the University of Miami Hospital. I think it may have been formerly Jackson, but anyway, the namesake was really Dr. James Bridges. Lonnie Bell, we selected him as a co-chair last year. Okay. And he was also a graduate of Central State University. He graduated after me. I'm a little bit older, but Lonnie was very big in the political arena here in Orlando, Florida, the Central Florida area. And the reason why is Lonnie was a co-chair last year. And as you may know, unfortunately, we lost Lonnie. He was really looking forward to doing some big things for this year's tournament, but we lost him last year to the spiritual world. And we just wanted to recognize him because his desire before he left us here was to see this become a bigger event. So we wanted to at least recognize Lonnie Bell for his efforts and to encourage other Central State alumni to join us on making this a very large event.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so do you have any information that you'd like our viewers or listeners to know about this tournament? Anything else that we haven't spoke about?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say I would invite anyone who's at the sound or who's listening and reading your fabulous magazine. I'm asking them to join us here in Orlando, Florida on February the 24th. It's a 9 o'clock shotgun start. And if they can't join us physically to play golf this year, then to mark their calendars for February of 2024, because we give it every year in February. We try to tie it around Valentine's Day. So if they're unable to attend this year, I'm asking them to mark their calendar for 2024 and to stay in touch with us, and I will give them the date and time when it becomes known. If they're unable to play this year, they can still donate. We need donations. We need opportunities for our African-American students here in Florida and in fact around the world, but I'm specifically focused in Florida. Dr. Delaney says it this way. He says, a rising tide lifts all boats. And I was asking him, when you started this, what do you mean? He was saying, as long as we provide opportunities for African Americans to excel, no matter where we provide it, their contributions will be wide open to our world. So when you look at Dr. James Bridges, his contributions were here in Florida, even though he got his degree from Ohio. He became he is, in fact, he attends our golf tournament every year. But he made huge contributions in the medical field here in Miami, Florida. So as Dr. Delaney puts it, wherever we provide opportunities for our students to get educated, their impact could end up anywhere. So that is what he meant by a rising tide. As long as we provide opportunities for African Americans, when we lift us up, no telling where you might find us in the future.
That's true. Those are sound words. Those are.
You might find us in Jamaica. Like, I am proud.
Definitely, Mr. Flewellyn. Definitely. I must say it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. I do wish your fundraiser all the best, and you'll get all the necessary funds to support the kids that are in need.
I thank you.
Today we're speaking with Mr. Tom Flewellyn. He is the chairperson or the chair of the Dr. James W. Bridges Annual Golf Fundraiser, and this will be held on Friday, February 24th, and they start at 9 a.m. sharp.